Hope y'all doing well, and let's begin. What is the liquid portion of blood called? Is it A, serous fluid, B, plasma, C, lymph, or D, synovial fluid? So what do you call it? The answer is plasma. And plasma is mainly made of water. It's got proteins floating in it, nutrients like glucose, lipids in it as well. Which component of blood is most responsible for oxygen transport? Is it A, white blood cells, B, plasma, C, platelets, or D, red blood cells? It's going to help you transmit gases. It's going to be red blood cells. Red blood cells, they're rich in hemoglobin, and oxygen will bind to it temporarily as it goes through your blood, and it's going to make the blood look bright red. The main protein inside red blood cells that carries oxygen is blank. I kind of gave it to you on the last slide. Let's see if you get it. Is it A, hemoglobin, B, albumin, C, myoglobin, or D, fibrinogen? So it carries oxygen on it. It's going to be hemoglobin. Inside a skeletal muscle, you have myoglobin, and the oxygen will jump from hemoglobin onto myoglobin, and then inside a muscle, it jumps from that to the mitochondria. Which blood cell type fights infection? Is it A, platelet, B, red blood cell, C, white blood cells, or D, erythrocytes? So this would fight, say, bacteria in your body. It'd be white blood cells. And there's many types like neutrophils, eosinophils, monocytes, and we'll talk about them in a future video that's coming up soon. All right, let's see. The average pH of human blood at rest is blank. The pH is a measure of how many hydrogen ions you have typically in a given area. Is it A, 6.8, B, 7.4, C, 7.0, or D, 8.0? So what is average blood pH? It'd be 7.4. Now, when your blood pH becomes more acidic than this, it tends to make you breathe faster. And when it's more alkaline than this, it'll naturally make you breathe slower. The process of specifically forming red blood cells is called blank. This is very specific wording. Is it A, leukopoiesis, B, hematopoiesis, C, erythropoiesis, or D, thrombopoiesis? So which one means to make just red blood cells? It's going to be erythropoiesis. Hematopoiesis is a broad term. That just means to make cells of your bloodstream. But erythropoiesis means to make red blood cells. And leuko is white blood cells. Red blood cells are most commonly made at the blank. Is it A, red bone marrow, B, pancreas, C, liver, or D, thymus? So where do you make your red blood cells at? The answer is at the red bone marrow. This is at the very center of bone. You have yellow bone marrow and red bone marrow. Yellow is more in an off state, but red bone marrow is where you make your red blood cells at. Which hormone most directly stimulates red blood cell production? Is it A, insulin, B, erythropoietin, C, oxytocin, or D, vasopressin? So which one helps you make red blood cells? The answer is erythropoietin. And males, they have higher testosterone levels than females. Females have a little testosterone. Males have a lot of testosterone. And that makes males produce more erythropoietin, and it causes them to have more red blood cells. It contributes to it. Which white blood cell type is most abundant in a normal blood sample? Is it A, eosinophil, B, basophil, C, lymphocyte, or D, neutrophil? So which is most common? The answer is neutrophil. They're the most common. I put a really good mnemonic in there. You might read it in the text down below, the 6030820 mnemonic. It's a quick way to keep track of how many white blood cells you have and which ones that they should be. Besides this, if you know of anybody who could benefit from this video, like maybe in your class or another class, please share. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. All right. Which type of blood is known as the universal donor? Is it type A negative? Is it type B positive? Is it type O negative? Or is it type AB positive? So which one is the universal donor? It's type O negative. Think donor, donut, donor, donut. The letter O looks a little bit like a donut, as maybe a mnemonic to help you keep this straight. Which formed element is most abundant in the blood? Is it A, red blood cells, B, white blood cells, C, platelets, or D, microglia? So which formed element is very, very common? The answer is red blood cells. If you get a blood sample and you spin it in a tube, you centrifuge it, the bottom layer that'll be very, very thick is going to be the red blood cells. It'll make up the bulk of the formed element. What is the average lifespan of a red blood cell? Is it A, 5 days, B, 30 days, C, 120 days, or D, 360 days? So how long do red blood cells last? The answer is 120 days. There is some evidence that they might last a little around 110 days in females, 120 days in males. So there's a tiny, tiny little difference, but they last 120 days. Which blood type is the universal recipient? Is it type O positive, type AB positive, type B negative, or type A positive? So which is a universal recipient that you can receive blood from? It's type AB positive. That blood type, they can receive blood from various folks. Like you can have type A blood, type B blood, type O blood, and you can give it to this person with type AB blood, AB positive blood. What is hematopoiesis? Is it A, blood clotting, B, blood cell formation, C, blood pressure regulation, or D, blood glucose control? So again, hematopoiesis. It's going to be blood cell formation. This is a process by which you make cells in your bloodstream. That could be white blood cells, platelets, red blood cells, all that sort of stuff. What is the main component of plasma? Is it A, proteins, B, ions, C, glucose, or D, water? So what do you find in your plasma? It's going to be water. Plasma is, again, composed of water, nutrients, waste products, hormones, all sorts of stuff like that. And again, it's the top layer when you centrifuge blood in a tube, test tube. Platelets are fragments of which cell? Is it A, megakaryocyte, B, monocyte, C, neutrophil, or D, eosinophil? So again, another name for platelet is thrombocyte. Okay, the answer is megakaryocyte. Platelets, also called thrombocytes, are derived from megakaryocytes. These are essentially stem cells that you'd have in your red bone marrow. Hemostasis refers to blank. Is it A, blood formation, B, blood oxygenation, C, to stop bleeding, or D, blood destruction? So what is hemostasis? What does that refer to? It's going to be to stop bleeding. So this is when you've cut yourself and you form a clot and you stop bleeding. You bring a lot of calcium to the area to help you engage in that process. Fibrin is important for blank. Is it A, oxygen transport, B, clot formation, C, immunity, or D, pH balance? So how does fibrin help you? What does it do that's positive for you? It's going to be clot formation. So that's how it's going to work. It's used in forming a strong clot so you don't keep bleeding from a given area. It will interact also with thrombin, and that leads to the formation of fibrin. Thrombin will convert fibrinogen into fibrin, and that makes you have a strong, stable clot in the presence of calcium ions. A person with type A blood has which antibodies? Is it anti-A antibodies? Is it anti-B antibodies? Is it anti-O antibodies? Or is it anti-A and anti-B antibodies? So what kind of antibodies do they have? It would be anti-B antibodies. So again, you have type A blood and you have proteins that say you're type A on the outside of your red blood cells, but your antibodies are called anti-B, and they would bind to someone with B proteins on the outside of their red blood cells because it would be incompatible with you. A person with type B blood has which antigens on the surface of their red blood cells? Is it A antigens, O antigens, AB antigens, or B antigens? So what type of proteins do they have on the outside of their red blood cells? It would be B antigens, and that would mark them as belonging in your body. It's kind of like an ID badge, and you have it on the outside of the red blood cells saying that this red blood cell belongs in your body. The heme part of hemoglobin contains which element essential for oxygen binding? Is it A, copper, B, iron, C, potassium, or D, magnesium? Which would apply? It's going to be a big component of hemoglobin. It'd be iron. So again, hemoglobin is made up of lots of protein, but it's got like this iron aspect of it in the heme group. Okay. Excuse me. Which organ removes old red blood cells from circulation after approximately 120 days? Is it A, the heart, B, liver, C, spleen, or D, the kidney? So which one is going to remove them? It's going to be the spleen. The spleen is nicknamed the red blood cell graveyard. So as red blood cells get older at about 120 days, it's going to catch them. Macrophages will destroy them at the spleen, and then you can recycle their components. Which white blood cell releases histamine, leukotrienes, and heparin? Is it A, basophils, B, erythrocytes, C, platelets, or D, monocytes? So which one releases all of those little chemicals? It would be A, basophils. They're going to help you. Basophils, they're heavily involved in the process of people having really strong allergic reactions. That's one of the big functions that they do. Which event occurs first during hemostasis following vascular injury? Is it A, conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin, B, formation of a platelet plug, C, vasoconstriction, or D, activation of plasmin? So which one is the next step in this process? It's going to be vasoconstriction. With vasoconstriction, you're just kind of squeezing the blood vessel tight to cause less blood flow through the given passageway. And then after that, they're going to start to form a platelet plug a little bit after that. Which white blood cell turns into macrophages? These are aggressive phagocytes. Is it A, neutrophils, B, basophils, C, monocytes, or D, eosinophils? So which one turns into a macrophage? It's kind of like a Pac-Man. It's going to be monocytes. So monocytes are made at your red bone marrow. They then will turn into macrophages, and they're really good at eating things and destroying them. You might check out in the description of the video different ways to help support the channel. I appreciate y'all so much. All right, which vitamin is essential for forming clotting factors? Is it vitamin A? Is it vitamin C? Is it vitamin D? Or is it vitamin K? So which one will help you form a lot of clotting factors at your liver? It's vitamin K. And there's several. There's whole tables of this stuff. Vitamin K can contribute as well to helping you form things like prothrombin, fibrinogen, a lot of clotting factors. Which protein made by the liver helps the most to maintain blood osmotic pressure? Is it A, hemoglobin, B, albumin, C, fibrin, or D, thrombin? Which one helps the most at keeping water in a set area? It's going to be albumin. So with albumin, this, I don't know, the little ding buzzer thing didn't go off at that time. But albumin, it acts kind of like a sponge, and it keeps water near it. And it's going to help to maintain the osmotic pressure in the lumen of your bloodstream. And when that happens, it maintains your blood pressure so that you don't feel lightheaded. If you have damage to your liver, then fluids will start to accumulate like in your lower limbs and other parts of your body aside from your bloodstream as much as they normally should. Which blood disorder involves a lack of healthy red blood cells that can carry oxygen effectively? Is it A, anemia, B, leukemia, C, hemophilia, or D, thrombocytopenia? So again, this is a lack of red blood cells that can carry oxygen effectively. It's going to be anemia. And there's many types of this, like pernicious anemia, hemolytic anemia, aplastic anemia. There's many, many subtypes. Thrombocytopenia refers to a deficiency of blank. Is it A, white blood cells, B, red blood cells, C, platelets, or D, plasma proteins? So what does thrombocytopenia mean? It means a deficiency of platelets. Now, in the word itself, see where it says cytopenia? That means you have too little of something. And what you have too little of, that is going to be at the beginning of the word, which is the thrombocyte part. So it's kind of telling you overall in the name that it means too few platelets. Maybe you've heard of osteopenia before. Osteo means bone. Penia means too little. So osteopenia means you have low bone density, as another example of the word penia. All right, the hematocrit measures blank. Is it A, the percentage of plasma, B, the percentage of red blood cells, C, white blood cell count, or D, platelet concentration? So what does the hematocrit mean in a centrifuge blood sample? It's going to be the percentage of red blood cells. So you put a sample of blood in a test tube, you put water on the other side of the centrifuge, you spin them in opposite directions, and overall, the red blood cell amount is going to be at the very, very bottom after you spun it really fast for a little while, and that's the hematocrit value. Which leukocyte is responsible for antibody production? Is it A, neutrophil, B, basophil, C, monocyte, or D, B, lymphocyte? So which one helps you to make antibodies? These will stick to pathogens. It'd be the B, lymphocyte. And antibodies, they have kind of like a Y-shaped structure to them. I could draw it for you really fast. Let me get like a little pen and mark it up. An antibody, most of them look like this, like a Y-shaped structure. And the top part up here is what would bind to the bacteria. And this is the variable region. The bottom part is the constant region. And that's the same between a given category of antibodies. And we'll talk about it in a future video. Which blood protein is converted into fibrin during clotting? Is it A, albumin, B, fibrinogen, C, globulin, or D, prothrombin? So again, which one is converted into fibrin to help you? It's going to be fibrinogen. Whenever you see a word that ends in ogen or a word that begins in pro, that means it's currently inactive and you have to activate it. Again, the word ends in ogen or begins in pro, it means it's currently inactive and you must activate it. Which element is used in multiple blood clotting steps? We talked about this a bunch today. Is it A, calcium, B, sodium, C, chlorine, or D, fluoride? So which one is used to help you clot your blood? It's going to be calcium. So calcium will mix with various clotting factors made by your liver, and it's going to help in the whole pathway to make you clot your blood so you stop bleeding. Which organ produces most plasma proteins? Is it A, spleen, B, liver, C, kidneys, or D, pancreas? So again, which one makes most of the proteins that you find in the blood? It's going to be the liver. One of the big ones is albumin. And albumin, it can carry steroid hormones on it and can also play a role in helping to regulate your blood pressure. Which leukocyte fights viral infections and cancer most effectively? It is also effective at rejecting foreign tissue grafts placed in your body. Is it A, neutrophils, B, basophils, C, lymphocytes, or D, eosinophils? So again, which one will help you fight viruses like the flu? That's going to be lymphocytes. And you have many subtypes of this, like helper T lymphocytes, cytotoxic T lymphocytes. There's many, many types that you have to help you. Which common white blood cell has a multi-lobe nucleus? It can phagocytize pathogens or release destructive enzymes upon them. Is it A, neutrophil, B, monocyte, C, basophil, or D, eosinophil? The key part of this is the multi-lobed nucleus. Very characteristic. That's going to be a neutrophil. These go up with acute conditions. So you just got sick today or an infection today. They will go way, way up. They also are a chief component of pus. Anemia caused by vitamin B12 deficiency is called blank. Is it A, iron deficiency anemia, B, sickle cell anemia, C, aplastic anemia, or D, pernicious anemia? So again, anemia means your red blood cells are not working properly. This type is called pernicious anemia, where if you don't have enough B12, your red blood cells won't form correctly, and they won't be able to transmit oxygen for you effectively. This is more common in older adults. The buffy coat in a centrifuge blood sample contains blank. Is it A, plasma, B, red blood cells, C, platelets and leukocytes, or D, hemoglobin? So if you spin a tube of blood, what does the buffy coat represent? It's going to be platelets and leukocytes. Leukocyte is another name for white blood cell. That would include like neutrophils, macrophages, all those types of cells that help you fight things. Which condition involves having abnormal hemoglobin S? This condition protects against malaria but increases stroke risk. Is it A, thalassemia, B, sickle cell anemia, C, hemophilia, or D, leukemia? So which one is going to result from this abnormal hemoglobin? It's going to be sickle cell anemia. And this is very common over in Africa, and it protects them against malaria, but it does increase the risk of like stroke, heart attack, and some negative things. So it's got like a plus and it's got a con with that health condition. Which protein below helps to dissolve a clot as the healing process begins after injury? Is it A, thrombin, B, plasmin, C, fibrin, or D, albumin? So which one is involved in this process? It's going to be plasmin. You would convert this from plasminogen to plasmin, and then plasmin will help to dissolve the clot during the healing process. As you start make the clot go away and you replace it with normal tissue, it would help out. Which of the following is the least numerous white blood cell in the body? Is it A, basophil, B, neutrophil, C, monocyte, or D, lymphocyte? So again, which of the following is the least numerous, most rare? It'd be your basophil. And again, basophils, they're involved in allergy type situations. They can release heparin and histamine. Histamine makes you dilate a lot of blood vessels throughout your body, and they become a little bit more leaky. A person with type A blood has which antibodies in their plasma? Is it anti-A antibodies? Is it anti-B antibodies? Is it anti-A and anti-B antibodies? Or is it no antibodies? These are really common questions if you're taking an A&P class. It's going to be anti-B antibodies. Because remember, the person has A proteins on the outside of red blood cells, but they have anti-B antibodies. So if you gave this person B blood, they would attack it with their antibodies. What is the enzyme that converts fibrinogen into fibrin? Remember, if it ends in ogen, the word is inactive currently. Is it A, plasmin, B, prothrombin activator, C, thrombin, or D, albumin? We actually talked about this earlier. Which one do you think it is? It's going to be thrombin. Initially, you have prothrombin. That turns into thrombin. And then thrombin will convert fibrinogen to fibrin, and that will help you make a strong clot in the presence of calcium ions. Blood is classified as what type of body tissue? Is it A, epithelial tissue, B, muscle tissue, C, nervous tissue, or D, connective tissue? So which tissue category does blood fall under? It's going to be connective tissue. Other examples of connective tissue would be like bone, cartilage, tendons, ligaments, adipose. Those are examples. Which of the following is a key symptom of anemia? Is it A, jaundice, B, excessive clotting, C, fatigue and paleness, or D, fever? So which one is the same as meaning anemia? Fatigue and paleness. So for this, you would get tired much easier if you are anemic, if you don't have enough red blood cells that are effective at carrying oxygen for you. Which type of white blood cell increases significantly during a parasitic worm infection? Is it A, neutrophil, B, lymphocyte, C, eosinophil, or D, basophil. So this one will go way up with a parasitic worm infection. It's going to be eosinophil. These can also help you out with, they're involved in part of the allergy symptoms. Basophils are more heavily involved. But eosinophils can also eat antigen antibody complexes besides attacking parasitic worms. Which disorder is a type of cancer characterized by an uncontrolled production of abnormal white blood cells? Is it A, leukemia, B, polycythemia, C, anemia, or D, thrombocytopenia? So for this, you have lots of white blood cells that are not helping you, but you have lots of them. That's leukemia. So again, an abundance of white blood cells, but they're not, it doesn't mean you have a super immune system, just lots of white blood cells that are reproducing like crazy and not helping you. Which of the following is an agranulocyte? This is a category of white blood cell. Is it A, neutrophil, B, monocyte, C, basophil, or D, eosinophil? So which one is a white blood cell without granules? It's going to be a monocyte. The agranulocytes are lymphocytes and monocytes, but the granulocytes, those are basophil, eosinophil, and neutrophil. Ben, check out the mnemonic I kind of talk about in the description underneath this particular video at the bottom where I say why. Again, basophil, eosinophil, neutrophil, the mnemonic Ben, B-E-N, Ben. Which formed element in the blood in phagocytosis is involved in phagocytosis of bacteria and cellular debris, which is most involved in eating things? Is it A, platelet, B, erythrocyte, C, lymphocytes, or D, neutrophils and monocytes? So which ones are the best at eating structures? The answer is D, neutrophils and monocytes. They're the best at eating substances in your body, like bacteria, protozoa. It would be something small that they could eat. All right, what happens to a red blood cell in a hypotonic solution? It does blank. Is it A, becomes crenated, B, stays the same size, C, swells, or D, engages in mitosis? So what happens in a hypotonic solution? It's going to be, it would swell. The red blood cell will get bigger than normal. Thank you all so much. I hope you all doing well and everything's going great in your life and you've got happiness and all sorts of things. You have people that care about you and all that stuff. All right, I'll see you in the next video.